God, I wanted to chuck you out the window so bad you tested every bit of my skill. You sorry son of a... Ah! Hey guys, GunpleFan15 here, and this is going to be my final review for the 135 scale Unicorn Gundam bust. Sorry it has taken so long to get this last review out, but Thanksgiving came around and I got really busy and I didn't have time, but I do now. So, without further ado, here he is in all of his glory. If you saw the not the work in progress, but if you saw my quick look video, you could see all the detail on him, all the paints just popping out really well. Pearlescent isn't showing up too well in this light at the moment, but if you want to see some perfect pictures of him, you know, just go check out that video. In any case, good things about this kit. There are a lot of details on this, especially when it comes to panel lines. I mean, he is covered on it all over. All the white parts, panel lines, everywhere. If you're a panel line junkie like I am, you will be very happy with this. Water slide decals, you know, they're very nice. Give you not too many extra. I think I had like maybe 4 or 5 left over. I had this was the main one that was left over. This is actually 2 decals. This part up here and then this right here is 2 separate ones, so that when it slides apart, you know, it comes apart really well. They give you another one that's just one solid piece, so I mean, if you wanted to put that somewhere, I guess you could. That's pretty much all the good things I can say about this. I mean, it's got a lot of detail opportunity. You know, I did as much as I was comfortable with. You know, I probably could have done something right up in here, maybe change that to a different color. Done a little bit more to the base. Let's start off there. I really like this. This is where most of your detail can happen. Just all up in there, all down here. Every piece on this can be detailed, and you know, I think I did pretty well on it. You know, there's piping right here that I probably could have painted, but I said screw it. And like I said, it does give you metal pieces for here, and the thruster bells on the back. Get to that in a second. Oh, and 2 here on the sides, and then this right here in the back. Like I've said before, are metal. They do give you plastic pieces, but I wanted to use the metal ones. Alright, now for the negative. There's a lot. If you've been following my work in progress videos, you'll know that the main problem I've been having is fitting issues. And the main fitting issue was right in here, connecting the torso to the base here. There was that little part that I had to take apart and sand down multiple times in order to get it down all the way, and it still isn't down 100%. I had to do modifications back here to this piece in order for this back piece to connect to this black one. If you do modifications, you know, just little ones, nothing major, you know, just a little bit of sanding, maybe a tiny bit of cutting, it'll work out fine. The shoulders, that is where my biggest problem was, aside from that piece. Okay, up here, this should actually be flush, like the tip of this corner right here should actually be up here. But when you're wiring everything in, the wires go in right underneath this piece here. The wires come up the sides, on both sides, and they go behind a piece right in here, and then this pushes down on top of it. And when that happens, it makes it to where this piece gets pushed out a little bit, because this whole thing slides. I'll show you that in a second, but I pushed it in as far as I could, and as far as I was comfortable with without breaking it, but I think it turns out pretty okay. Another thing, the wires in the shoulders are very, very short. I was barely able to get the connection from up here into his torso, because it goes up underneath here. It's behind this piece, and it's got to go through this tiny hole that also has to accompany a peg that goes through that same hole. And now there's a tiny little gap in there for it to go in, but it's not that good, honestly. I think that's about it. Oh yeah, the backpack. I don't know if I talked about this in the other video or not. The backpack wiring was horrible. Again, short wires, and then the connection piece that I had to go through in order to get to the torso wasn't very good. You have to do some modifications in order to get the circuit board to fit in there. These up here, the two little silver circles there, again, you're going to have to do some sanding and cutting in order to get them flush all the way in there. Okay. This here, these thruster bells. Like I said, they give you metal ones, and then they give you plastic ones, and then the clear pieces inside, they give you green, and then they give you just regular clear. The clear pieces, they don't really just sit in there. I mean, no, actually that's what they do. They just sit in there. There's nothing to hold them, so they would just fall out. So I ended up having to glue them in here. And, I mean, it's working out. I mean, nothing's fallen out yet, so hopefully it stays that way. And then to connect them up into this, you had to push really hard onto a peg up here. So just be careful when you're doing that. I mean, that's pretty much it for, you know, the negativity about this guy. Articulation, because there is some articulation. The articulation that doesn't have to do with the transformation. Up in the shoulders, you can turn them. Actually, can you? No. Sorry. You can't turn the shoulders back and forth, but they can go up and down slightly. And this piece right here can come out and go back in ever so slightly. Get back in there. There we go. Yeah. It's a little tough just because I got the paint in there, but I can move a little bit, shoulder up and down. And the other thing is beam sabers. I mean, they can move like this. And can they move back? Yeah, they can move back and forth a little bit. So that's it for articulation that doesn't have to do with the transformation. Go ahead and turn them on here. Voila! The LEDs, you know, in the shoulders, I wish they were better. I mean, you can clearly see the bulb in there, especially on these. They're so close to it. Let me turn the light off for a second so you can see it a bit better. That's a bit better. But I wish there was a way to disperse the light a bit better, but it is what it is. Alright, now on to the transformation. This, bleh. Can't talk today. All this moves right in here. This is gonna move out. This doesn't move at all. These two pieces up here move out. And this moves out up here. The two little pieces for the unchained mode. So I'll show you that here real quick. And here he is in his Unchained mode. As you saw in the video, this piece here, the cockpit door, it likes to pop off on me, so it's actually easier that way. You just, pop it off and then you can pull this inside piece out some. It can actually come out pretty far, about to there, and then you can rotate up and down, pretty cool. And then this piece right up here, it just, pops up like this. And it can go pretty far up, but I like it just about there. These pieces on the chest come out. These pieces up here, they just kind of flip up a little bit. Nothing too dramatic. I forgot. This piece down here just pulls down. The shoulders, these two pieces on the side, they're just on a little, I don't know what you would call it. Just a little joint that can pop out and then to the side. Same thing with the ones on the back. And then these, they just kind of push down and at an angle, kind of in towards the suit. So just kind of like that. Pieces up top here, now they just fold up like this and you can pull them straight up. And then there's little wings up there on his head pop out too. Well, this is Unchained mode, and it's a nice little gimmick that Billion Spark Craftsmanship decided to put in, and I like it. I'll pretty much I'll keep him in his regular mode. I'll put him in Unchained mode every now and then, but it is pretty cool. Oh, and if you can see inside there, you do get a cockpit, little seat in there. There's no figure to put in, but they do give you a seat, and it's the detail in there. It's pretty cool too. I mean, they could have very easily just put nothing in there, or just give you like a block to put in, but they went to the trouble of detailing it, so pretty cool there. All in all, if you like busts, I would recommend getting this if you are willing to put in the time and effort to make it better, because on its own the colors aren't that great and you would have to do a lot of modifications, like I've been saying. But it was pretty interesting. I like how his E-fin turned out. With the gold, and then the masking on the back for the white, because it does come all in sprayed gold. So if you want to anime accurate, you're just gonna have to paint the back. That about does it for this video, guys. Don't forget to subscribe for more content. Drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it. As always, there'll be a link in the description to our Facebook group, Mississippi Gundam and Gumbla. Make sure to check that out. And I should have a new video coming out fairly soon of all my Black Friday shopping. So make sure to look forward to that. Alright, guys. See you next time.